A Canadian Armed Forces plane that's carrying hundreds of diverted Air India passengers, it has now landed in Chicago. Flight tracker data tells us that. And we've been talking about this story since yesterday when we learned that Air India flight from Delhi to Chicago had to make an emergency landing in Iqaluit. There was an online bomb threat. Tricia Kindelman has the very latest. And now so they have arrived in what was their destination, now just ferried by Canada.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit after their expected arrival time, although early against today's expected time. So they were anticipated to land around 7:15 Chicago time. As you mentioned, Heather, that flight landing just late last hour. And that was after a very long day at that airport in Iqaluit yesterday. 211 stranded passengers and crew were stuck there, and Nunavut RCMP said they disembarked that aircraft around 5:20 a.m. Again, Nunavut local time there. The airline had said that they had people in place that were going to be able to assist these passengers on the ground, but there was a lot of confusion among those passengers. Here's what some of them had to say.
The pilot announced initially that there was a technical difficulty and that they had to land in Canada. Then later on they told us that there was a bomb threat. But it was a Twitter-based threat.
Understand, there are like 200 people, like there are elderlies, there are infants, there are people like who are sick. Everyone's stuck here. You'll see plenty of people lying down on the floors.
Harjit Sajjan, the Minister of Emergency Preparedness, took to social media last night saying that the government was prepared to help, that despite the great efforts of Iqaluit, they were just not prepared to house these passengers. So they had approved the use of a Canadian Forces airliner to go and pick up these passengers and take them to Chicago. The airline also confirmed that plan, posting to social media. Now RCMP are taking over the investigation. The Northwest Region's Federal Arctic Unit, along with some explosive specialists that arrived in Iqaluit last night to help with this investigation. Now, of course, Air India said that it, along with other Indian airlines, have been subjected to threats in recent days. Those all have been determined to be hoaxes, but the airline does say that it is considering legal action against the suspected perpetrators of that, of course, because it has caused great inconvenience to the passengers and the airline itself.
Tricia, thank you very much for the latest.